Hello, people. What's going on? Had a few shows that I wanted to do, but instead of doing those, I thought I would do an open mic for you guys. Just questions and comments. I suppose some of the ideas for shows that I had will probably feed into this, but for now, whoever shows up, we'll dig into that. Need to get a longer cord, I think. Oh, it's not gonna work. Welcome. To anybody that's new here, gotta wait a little while. Meaning, if you come from the future, you ever watched any of my lives before? It takes a little bit. People show up, and we'll talk about anything you guys want today. And I'm sure some of the questions that people will have will probably pertain to some of the shows I was going to do for two reasons. One, because I told you guys in the past couple shows I was going to do these next few on a couple ideas. And I don't normally do current event topics and things, but I'm sure that will weave its way in here somehow. So we will wait. We'll see who's here. Who are you? What's up? Nikki two times. What's up, dude? It's been a bit. It's been a bit. I don't think I've seen you on here in a little bit. How you been? Just kind of getting over a little doing a little cleansing, some health fooding, cleaning up, a couple little injuries and things that I'm kind of working with. Did some gua sha and some cupping. A couple kind of very funky arthritic kind of gouty symptoms. It's eating too much shit, dehydrated. And we fix it though. That's what you have to learn to do. You gotta fix things on the fly. Grape cranberry. As your spaceship is moving, learn to fix it yourself. What's up, Lodge? Repulsion of filth. Yeah, you know, you ingest filth every day of your life, and then you reach that plateau, that tolerance of filth, and then you gotta just like hit a release valve. You know, it's like taking a good shit. Nothing you can really do about it. There's filth everywhere. You know, to escape the filth of the world. You just get to transmute it if you know how to, and release whatever is not usable. Yeah. Well, too bad. Was it you that I talked to? Did I talk to you on Instagram? Was that you on Instagram? Because there's somebody else who was here just recently. Was that you? Somebody was down here for a couple days and just wanted like, what's up, peace, love? Where have I been? Been right here. I have a couple days of just meditative, relaxing. You know, you do this enough, and it's like you gotta just once in a while just take a step back. Corona. Yeah, I think that Corona thing is a very funny one, man. I think it's a subconscious thing that they try to do to people, where they say, what does Corona mean? It means sun. Yeah? So they're saying it's a virus of the sun? They subconsciously tell people, and people don't get it, that the sun is evil. That's what they've always done. They always tell you they tell you the sun is evil. What did they tell you years ago? Here, take this, put this Vaseline, take this sunscreen, put it on your skin, because the sun will cause cancer, even though the sunscreen is doing that. The sun will actually heal you of that, and they subconsciously program you with the coronavirus. Even though if you go out in the sunshine, sunshine literally is antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. It's quite, you could look it right up. Where, so it would be like corona antivirus or pro health, I guess would be the opposite. And the other thing too is, you know, like all of the good, you know, the beers, the light beers, they call them light, Corona Light, Bud Light. Now in the worst way, like they're taking all the good shit out of it, but light beers, man, a lot of water in there. It's clean water, at least. Yeah, Corona and Kobe, there's some, yeah, yeah. The Kobe thing is just out of control funny. It's stupid funny. It's so ridiculous. It's Wednesday, and it's still like I can't find a source of information that isn't tainted with something to do with that so-called whatever. even though even though he was a character played, and he still plays in the, I would go out on a limb and say he still plays in the NBA, and I know who it is. You gotta be, you gotta look into these things. What's up? Organic coffee, yeah. You know what? I've been collecting some PP, some Orin. So I'm gonna do some coffee. I can tell my my liver, my gallbladder. I can tell it's a little funky right now. I've been eating way too much shit, so I definitely got to get in that coffee enemas. But that's where it's at. Clean you right out. Kobe, Kobe, Kob. Uh-huh. Does anybody here know who it is? Does anybody know who it is? He still plays in the NBA. They play character roles. They're all, and it's funny because I was talking to somebody about, like, you know how the celebrity deaths always happen. Like there's three of them, and you know you can have someone from sports probably, then someone that's a singer, and then someone that's maybe actor. Like they kind of mold them around that to a degree. And considering it is the season for certain types of what they call it is like a sacrificial for the spring. It's a blood sacrifice for the spring. But in reality, people have to realize this on a deeper level. They're not literally cutting people and murdering them and letting the blood in the fields. Now, I'm not saying that this hasn't and doesn't occur places. I'm saying on a mass scale, the people that really know what's going on, they're doing it mentally to jam their way into your consciousness and harvest your energy out of your mind, not out of like literally blood in fields. That's not, you know, the field has been, put the blood in the field, and the spring you'll get all of the, you know, the fruits as the spring, the flowers, and then the summer, and here's all of the, yeah, but it's not that. So all of these people are playing characters, and they kill off characters, and so that characters that they're killing off, everyone's emotions are so fed into that. You know how many people, adults, are sitting out here like crying, like whining, and just like, oh, their whole day is spent like, man, did you meet the guy? He threw a ball into a bucket. That's his job. He threw a ball into a bucket. And that's the that's the hero's journey, and these people are that concerned over it. I mean, the amount of media that they put into it is overwhelming. It's obscene. I've never seen anything like it. They're trying really hard, but it's like, but why? There's so many other things going on. Why? It's like that person wore so many, like, full-on masks. Hey, like, I mean, you know, good for them. Have fun. I enjoy watching sports. I enjoy watching movies. I enjoy it, but I know what it is. But see, movies people can separate from. So there's not that big of, oh, that's a great actor. Great. But in sports, people really dive into that, and they see it as some pinnacle of human experience of how the, the body and blah blah blah, which to a degree it is, certainly, but they it's to such a degree that their life is. I used to know cats that were dedicated to knowing all the stats and all the sports, and like they could trivial pursuit anybody. I'm like, but what? It's trivial. It's trivial. That's what Trivia's Pursuit is. That's what trivia is. It's trivial. It's not scholarship. It's not knowledge. It doesn't have any real effect on the world. Trivia is knowledge of the past that has no bearing on anything, where knowledge and scholarship is about useful growth of intelligence, of proper intelligence. And what they do is they sell you these ideas of like, who cares if he did happen to pass away in any way, shape, or form. Okay, that's a terrible thing. But you know what? So I got neighbors that I like better than him. I don't know him. Why do I need to care about that dude like that? Why do I have to invest my time? I can go, move on. Good day. Let the dead bury the dead, as is said. It's like, but people are more caught up in that than they are about like. Could you imagine working for a company and then an employee that works for the same corporation in another state, they die that you don't even really know, and you're just like all wound up over it? Or even like you work for McDonald's but somebody in Burger King dies, and like, what does this have to do with anything? Like people that really have no, like to say that icon, that idol worship, that iconography, that image that they've sold you, that you put so much weight into that it causes you an emotional upheaval to some degree. It's amusing. And then you can't say anything about it to anybody because they're like, how dare you, the audacity of this, let them rest in peace, as they're sitting there, watch all the channels like, well, I thought we were supposed to let them rest in peace. Why y'all on this news media about it? Okay, we got it. We needed one. We got the message. Okay, we'll take care of that. 24 hours a day for 4 days. It sounds a little. I don't know. So, yeah, that shit is. Michael Douglas's daughter. No, that's not who is next. I hardly want to say it out loud. But I'll write it. How about I'll write it down, and I'll put it on a thing on my. I'll take a picture of it, because it'd be hard to explain why, because that would take 2 shows. But there's some people who've done videos on it. But it'll be I believe it will be a singer, and it'll be a chick. It'll be a chick who's a singer. Or possibly if you go if that's the third one, then the second one would be probably an actor, probably an older actor, or an older pop star, American rock. I think that because there's just some that are kind of on the way out anyways, and their careers aren't even really valid anymore. Trippy American nostalgia. Spiritual benefits to alcohol. I mean, it is spirit. I think everything has spirit to it, but especially considering alcohol is called spirits, right? So the benefit is, it's the idea of ingesting a tomato versus ingesting a pineapple versus ingesting a piece of bacon versus ingesting. It's all going to have some effect on the body, and you get to understand and communicate with the spirit to a degree. And if you can walk with that spirit, good for you. Some people, slide downhill with it. Okay, but you get to know an energy. It's a certain type of energy. It's why some people can drink clear, like light liquor, and some people cannot fuck with dark liquor, and some people can't. There's all sorts of things that the people can't, because there is different energy in there. So there's a obviously spirit in there, and then you can really you can see this. That if you take a shot glass, I did it with, what was it? Tequila one night. So I took a shot of tequila, poured on the shot, sat it down. I was like, fuck it, nah. Good, I'm going to bed. Get up in the morning. I was like, some tequila, fuck it. And so, I mean, there's much less in there, but I drink it and I'm like, there's literally no alcohol left. Where did the spirit go? It just, so that spirit enters the body in a way. I mean, just as food would, but the food takes a while to digest and go through the process of being broken down into what the spiritual essence of the plant would be. But, you know, there's benefits and there's pros and cons to anything that you ingest. There's nothing that is perfectly good for you, you know, and there's nothing that's perfectly bad for you. I mean, certainly there's some shit that like you probably don't want to eat that. There's certainly some stuff that's way better, but we can definitely see that there's some benefits to ingesting all sorts of different things. Experience is the benefit, you know, of anything. Do I? do I? Do I wear it? I don't know, man. This shit is on there pretty. If it is, it's on there pretty. Fuck. How do I get this? Yeah, this is what I look like, man. Lodge, you are Michael Douglas's daughter. It's a pleasure to meet you. Does he have a daughter? Thank you, thank you. I just trimmed it the other day. It was getting kind of unruly out here. I always gotta. It does a funny thing. It gets this little spot here, and it kind of does a weird little curl. I think it's because I lay on it, and unless I train it every day, they kind of see that little curl right there. I gotta kind of mess with it, oil it up, and everything. But but that would be really interesting if you were Michael Douglas's daughter. I don't know that he has one. I don't even know. Do I wear the mask? I mean, look at this fucking thing. This is not coming off. It just happens to be. Fire Drake will qualify this. This thing is on here. This is part of my face. They don't make knocks like this too often. See, and here's how you can tell too. Watch, they get red. See, like look, I can change my face color. I'm very pale right now, and I can do this and get blood to the surface. I bet you people with masks on can't do that. Yeah, I bet that would probably be a pretty good test, unless they're using. Because I was doing some research the other day on prosthetics and peptides for changing peptides and neuromelanin and melanin and serotonin and well, okay, what are there's basically 3 things that you need to change skin color very fast, and there's been some patents that they've been put out recently on how to change skin color quickly, and it has to do with melatonin, serotonin, and what is the third one? Okay, so in a man has, so you have these 2 fingers, right? Here's your masculine finger, masculine. So if you have more, so if you have masculine chemical and your feminine chemical, estrogen and excuse me. So you got estrogen, and which is female. So estrogen is the cofactor for melanin to increase the rate of how quickly it displays itself on the skin. So that they've found this kind of way of using peptides and all. I haven't done the complete research on it. That's why I didn't want to get into it. But there's a bunch of things that they put together, and those being 3 of them. Again, melanin, estrogen, and serotonin that cause the skin to change color quickly, which has something to do with maybe the people in sports might not be the color of their skin that you think they are. I don't know that they can do it the other way though. I don't know that they could take away melanin from someone that is already black or brown or melanated. I don't think they can. I don't think that's possible. I mean, you have people with that skin disorder where they're white, very white, and very very black. I forget what the name of it is. And that's where they're trying to figure out how to fix that to get people's melanin sorted out and why it wasn't, affecting some parts of their body. I forget the name of it, but or maybe they can. Well, if it be Lodge 7 and you are Catherine's offspring of Michael Douglas's daughter, it's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome. I am Zen. Whoa, look at that. You got a close up of my schnozzleberries. Awesome. That's awesome, peace, love. Yeah. The kinesiology. Yeah. The Cairo. Cool. The Boston Terrier's back legs. There's a couple things you can add. Usually that's connected to some sort of infection that could be eating away at things, which is usually connected to like multiple sclerosis type symptoms, which eat away at the myelin sheaths in the it's basically holding it gives a barrier between the bone and the bone contact. And so there's oils and things that should be there and fats and things. And there can be something that eats away at that. And that's usually what causes people like see that little crack of that? Like that's a little bit of that. There'd be like a little bit of bacteria in here that eats away at something. And then it causes a little bubble because that bubble is what you're hearing pop. But it gets closer to bone-on-bone contact, which is where the problem comes. And so getting rid of bacteria, I think we already talked about this, is wormwood, oregano, a bunch of different things you can put in the diet of the dog to help clean out whatever it is as a blood problem. And then all of that other stuff will definitely work even better. Fire Drake, I have not talked about it. How occulted was it? By how occulted, meaning how obvious was it? I sat down after it occurred and somebody texted me and I was like, we'll figure this out in 10 minutes. And literally we figured it out from like numerology and etymology. Well, numerology and gematria in about 20 minutes. And then everything else that was a clue into it was just like so overwhelmingly stupid. I mean, when you get into all the numbers and where LeBron just beat his record the day before in Philadelphia, where Kobe was, it was just too much stupid. It's just so obvious. And people that can't get the obvious, it's like, all right, cool. I'm glad everybody enjoyed his career. Enjoy it as a career of, there's a guy on TV doing that. You don't know him. Don't worry about him. Let him go do his thing. He's done. He's played. Stop worrying about it. It's not for you to. It's not a 4-day, 5-day thing. I mean, I talk about it because it's funny to me. But yeah, how occulted? I mean, to the degree where like, how much are they trying to leech off? Like, how much are they trying to spiritually and emotionally, mentally leech off of people? They're trying to do a lot. Obviously, they're trying to change the logo on the basketball. I mean, who have you seen? Like, how many times did Nelson Mandela die? 3 times? How long did they talk about his death for? How many days? Like a day or 2? Just some guy plays basketball? Oh no. There's plenty of people in the world that have done a lot more for the world than that character. And nobody gives 2 shits. And now everybody's like up in, oh my god. Oh, the humanity. All right, Michael Douglas's daughter. Pleasure to meet you. Fire Drake. It's been broken down by in so many different directions by people that do things on like how the media twist things and shows you the obvious there, and then you got people that use the gematria, and then you got people that just use the number symbology, and then so many different channels have already just it just uprooted it. It was like, if anybody were to look at all of it, they would as always come face to face with um, that cognitive dissonance that is so overwhelming. They would go, no, 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 that's not. Okay, you believe everything the media says? Well, no, but this definitely. Oh, people died. Don't you dare. Like, no, 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 I'm not. Maybe they did, but people, So that's why I didn't get into it, because I'm like, it's just it's an unwinnable argument against people that are unwilling to even consider such concepts. And by winnable argument, I don't mean that like, I want to win an argument. I mean that here's just what seems more obvious here. Yeah, turmeric's going to do a lot for the swelling. Vitamin C. If you're going to use vitamin C, try to do that. If you can get it from a natural source, it's going to be way, 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 way better. It's going to be a lot more effective. And fish oil is going to be good. Yeah, there isn't much. Well, yeah, an old one, because only recently has veganism caught on board, but there aren't too many old vegans, because veganism didn't exist really until recently. And I think will the fruits of that will be seen very soon, and it's not going to look good. I'll tell you that much. Especially people that really commit to the idea of what veganism means. Vegetarianism, it just depends on climate. It depends on a lot. I'm not against any of it except for veganism. I'm very, very much anti-veganism. I'm all for vegetarianism. I understand in certain climates you have to eat meat, and there's some climates you want to eat meat. Local, and seasonal. That's about as much as we can do as humans. We get the luxury of having the possibility of eating otherwise. But there's some things that you shouldn't be eating if you live in a cold climate, and some things you shouldn't be eating in a hot climate. Opa! Inferno. Yeah, the ritual sacrifice. I don't believe it to be so. I think that's just people trying to make hoopla over something. I think it's all pretty much the story of follow yellow brick road to the man behind the curtain. It's just somebody screaming a bunch of stupid shit. I don't know that anything more than that's happening. There could be star seeds. There could be these things. There could be all of this. I'm not against these ideas, but I think it's more probable that these people are just wearing really good masks that are made out of polyurethane, breathable latex, etc., that they could still function and act and do sports and do whatever. That's what I would think, and I would say they mostly have more than one part. So no, I don't know if he's underground or he just doesn't never look like that, or I would say it's more possible to change his skin color through a pill or just spray tan. I mean, you can get on the internet right now and find yourself tattoos that won't wash off until about 7 days. They'll just kind of fade away. So in 7 days, you could have a whole new part to play. No more tattoos. It's gone. I mean, sun will fade tattoos. I have some tattoos that are you can't even see them. I had tattoos on my knuckles. You can't see them anymore. The sun just wore them away. I've had them for years and years, but if they had a pigment that would get eaten up by the blood quicker, they could do that. Why not? Speed up the process. There you go. Rose sip is probably good for the hips too, huh? Yeah. Rose hips. Sig a sig sig. Yeah, so Inferno, I don't know about the. I mean, I don't discount that there's a level beneath this. or 10 levels or 100. I don't discount that, and there's a possibility. I just don't see that as being the, you know, this kid was a starseed, because when you kind of get into the characters they play, if you look at who Kobe Bryant probably is, he's still a Laker. You go try to figure it out for yourself. It shouldn't take too much work. To me, it seems pretty obvious. And as we were talking about earlier, who's the next one? It's going here. It's. I think it's going to be a. I told you. I said before. I think they'll use a chick singer. A chick singer. And here's why: because she plays two parts. She also plays a basketball player's wife. So a chick singer that plays a basketball player's wife. And I think they got to get rid of one of the two. Now, I can't imagine them getting rid of the basketball player's wife because she's not that important and it wouldn't do much. It would be interesting dialogue along, okay, basketball, what's going on with the basketball? And Kobe and his children and these people and now this one. And I can't imagine them getting rid of her husband. But the singer I could see. The one she plays as the singer, I could see. It would make sense. Let me see how old she is right now. I'm gonna look this up. Because if she's 27, I'm gonna go all in with all my chips right now, and I'll tell you the next person that will be by the mass media guillotined. Just in the sense of like they'll just play another role, another character. Like, let's see. Let me see. This could be fun. She might be. That shit would be mad funny. Done. She's 27. I almost guarantee it. I almost guarantee it. I didn't even know that till right now. Out of here. I said this to somebody 3 days ago, and it was off the back of something else. I guarantee. I'm not going to guarantee it. I wouldn't put all my chips on it, but I'm thinking it's that. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. You guys can. I've given you enough clues to who it might be. And if it does happen, I'm going to say I didn't say it. And you'd be like, oh, how did you know? You must be one of the Illuminatis. Like, nah, dude, it's just fucking, just look at it. Just, would you look at it? Would you just look at it? Yeah. That's absolutely. And I think one of the dudes from 007 franchise, one of the James Bonds, I think one of them got to go. One dude's like 90 now. He's kind of like, that will just kind of be like a thank you for the show. What a great actor, blah blah blah. And I think that might be the next one. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing like the 007 guy. It could be one of three, but I think it will be the old geezer. And then who I just said, because that's as soon as I said is she 27, and then she's 27, I'm just like Lodge 7. The G7. The summit. So there's the info on the Hollywood news media and the next two celebrities to head out into their next role. In the grand gesture, even if they are like they're alive infinitely forever, so they just go on to their next whatever they're doing. But in the more reasonable world, I think they just take a mask off, put a new mask on, and go over there and do something else. You do it anyways. You do it. You do it in a birthing process. You do it in a. It's not quite reincarnation, but something like that. What's up, Finn? You missed all the good stuff. You missed all the good stuff, Finn. I'm not gonna get into it again. You missed all the you missed all the good stuff. We're talking about some basketball, some music, some 007, some James Bond, some Two Ball and Kane. 27. Yeah, we're talking about who would be the next in the 27 club. Who was the last one in it? I'm gonna have to look that up because that hasn't happened in a while, right? They bring it. They only bring it up a few every once in a while. I remember it was popular for a few years, right around when Kurt Cobain, right? She was the last one, right? She was the last one. Yeah, but I mean, they do have some other ones that are kind of like lower grade B celebrities that they put in there that not everybody knows. But I think Amy Winehouse was. Let's see. Yeah, I mean fiction. See, I mean these again are storylines, right? So I don't think there is an actual 27 club in that sense of these people really did exit. They exited the stage like literally, not like not like on a real like oh my god they fucking got their head blown off. They're not here no more. I don't think that happened. Let's see date of death. Let's see here. Let's who's the last one? Um, Frito Santana, Kim Jong Hyun, Anton Yelchin, Thomas Fekete, Thomas Lowe, Slade Guduras, and that goes back 2014. And they all sound really silly. The last one that we're familiar with, Amy Winehouse, was back in 2011. But I've already gone with it's not a new age rapper. I already told you who it is. I'm pretty sure of it. I've said it 3 times now. I mean not here, but I've said it before this, even before I was even thinking about this. Before I was even getting into the idea. Hi Amy. How are you? I could. I mean, well, the new age rappers, their whole thing is not that. That's to keep kids. That's to keep kids locked in a low frequency. That's why they're always doing some dumb shit. They're just doing dumb shit, right? If these rappers die, then these kids they go, oh well, then we have to live it out. We have to do this damn shit, and the kids act even more crazy. It's not. They don't want that. They can't have these new hippity hoppity mumble rappers dying left and right. They can't have that. It would never. It would never allow that. It would cause way more chaos than they want. It's controlled chaos. It's very controlled. Like at what they're putting out, they're pretty certain of the response they'll get. And they do not want mumble rappers and these kids out there going, well, I guess we got to live it up and do all the shit. They'll do it to a degree because we can live a life. We'll get that. We'll let's work. Let's get that money. Let's get that grind on. That's what they want. Well, thank you, Amy. At least there are some people out there that do. It's always funny whenever I don't know someone and they say they like, I'm like, have you listened to everything I've done? In either direction. I mean, it's usually people say they like it. I'm like, sometimes I say some fucked up shit. a lot of weird shit that I say. Yeah, 777 is a really interesting number. You know, the Crowley, and then you got airplanes, and you got like going to a casino. Me and Mai and Jin broke down casino one day. Casino. Casino. Look up those. Look up those molecules. Look up those elements. Excuse me. Well, Matthew James Maxwell. It goes back even deeper than that. That is secondary. I mean, it was always school. The school to that was already the thing. So the don't call it hip hop. Don't do a service, my friend, to hip hop. You can say the rap music industry, which has been printing out bullshit pop music for a long time. Yes, that may influence things to a degree, but not real hip hop. Like, no, there is people that really speak their voice and have something to say. A lot of people like to group it all together, but it's not even close. It's not even, it's not even the same game. It's not even. I was talking to somebody the other day. They were talking about like how the greatest rapper ever was Lil Wayne. And I was like, really? Like, ever? Like, yeah. I was like, all right, you must be young. You must not have too much hip hop knowledge. And I was like, I can name off 10 people right now. He's like, yeah, those all might be better rappers, but Lil Wayne did more for bringing rap music back. And I'm like, how does he not see that? No, Lil Wayne didn't do it. The marketing of the Lil Wayne idea and pushing his music with the beat and putting it on the radio. There's no doubt he's talented. I dig Lil Wayne. Like, he's from around here. Like, fucking lived like, I don't know, like 4 blocks that way. I don't fucking know. The 9th ward over there. Yeah. I dig his music, but he's not even close to cutting edge for lyricism or keeping music alive. No, they could have put anybody in the place of him. They could have put anybody in the place of Tupac. Anybody in the place of Biggie. Biggie's an overrated rapper. Tupac is overrated. Lil Wayne's overrated. They're all pop rappers. They might have had some good verses. They might have said some important things. But as a totality, not really. Not really. They're nowhere near what's going on in people that can't get put on the labels is because those people aren't going to get on the label and be like, 3 songs. The labels were like, we'll give you these 3 songs. Do anything you want, but these ones here, we're gonna correct these. Let's change this word. Let's do, because they're casting spells and writing, intonations that people would just meditate on, and there's little lyrical things and frequencies within the music that are going on that, if you ain't aware of it, that's what's happening. They're programming things. It's a programming business. So people that ain't getting the airplay are probably saying something a little more relevant, a little more, But yeah, the Lil Wayne thing, like, yeah, he could spit bars. He's fun. I dig it. I'll go to a show. But greatest lyricist, greatest rapper? No, that's silly. That's silly. That'd be like saying John Mayer and Eric Clapton don't know how to play the guitar. That would be equivalent. That B.B. King doesn't know what he's doing. That's what that is. Well, no, Lodge, the 21st letter is not T. The 18th letter is R. S-T. The 20th letter is T. And you can remember that because one of the greatest rap albums ever was the 18th letter by Rakim. R, the 18th letter. R-S-T, 20. You are the 21st. You is the 21st. Yeah, I mean, Tupac is, well, here's the thing, Finn. Finn, you want some real talk? You really want? Tupac's still alive, and he makes music today. I can tell you who it is. And if you look at a picture of him, telling you, you could if you put into YouTube search, look up this dude Cam B, Cambee. Look him up. He'll tell you who Tupac is. It's so obvious. I never heard, but here's the thing: is I never heard of the dude that he's talking about, just because like he's not like, which I think is proof of three things. Either A, Tupac wasn't that good, and okay, that's one. Two, marketing and airplay proved him to be bigger than he was, and C, like, that dude was like went to high school and college for the arts. The dude was like 5'4". He was not a gangster. Like all that. That's all act. That's an act. Like the whole thing. But he is alive today, and if you go check his channel out, you'll see who it is. And I would bet on that too. I mean, I'm not a gambling man, but it would seem as such. And again, I don't care. It doesn't affect my life. It's just that people that it's still like they teach classes at Georgetown and a few places. Literally, you can take a class on the poetry of Tupac, and I think that's ridiculous because A, it's overrated, and B, dude's still around. What would you do if you would become a millionaire in 1 month? How would you feel and move through life? I don't know. I'd probably do things differently, because having like a local environment that, based upon the dollars you have, there's a certain space you can, travel. There's certain like time and distance you can explore. If I made $100, doing something, I got $100 to, okay, here's 20 for a cab. I get over there. Or maybe, okay, I take the bus, go over here. Okay, drive over here. I take but if I cash like that, I'll go different places. And it would free up time from going, my mind is set on the basic survival instinct of, I need a place to live. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is not wrong in the sense of, you need food, shelter, and clothing. Like that's number one. Well, I'm pretty good clothed. Okay. Shelter is, that's a monthly thing that I still have to worry about. And food, I don't eat that much, so I don't really concern myself so much with food, but like shelter, and it would change my mindset about things I would do, in a sense that I would probably, because I would free myself of that worry. I wouldn't have to go, do I have $100? What do I have to do to get $100 today? Because then it's going to affect the way that I go about my day. I mean, how many people would live their life different if they didn't have to go to their job? Obviously. If they didn't have to go do something, they would do something wildly different. I get most of the freedom and luxury of not having to do that, like most people. But what would I do? I'd probably teach more. I probably wouldn't be as relentlessly ridiculous as I am. I'd probably put a suit and tie on. Well, not a tie. I'd put a suit on more often. I'd probably I'd walk differently. I mean, those are little things that I just know. I mean, like whenever I used to make a lot of money, whenever I used to like work and make, bank, doing like building houses, and you walk differently. You can go different places. You speak differently. So I don't know. I would. There's a lot of things I would do differently. Money is an access. I mean, it sucks that is the point of access to some things, but it is. So yeah, I would do things differently. Because I mean, certainly this would be changed in here. I would fix this up where I probably would have a green screen and do kind of funny shit behind me. I probably would do it on the road. I'd probably have, I don't know. There's just a lot of things. I've never really considered it. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing is whenever Sigma. Leo, as people, whenever you start saying these things, if you don't say as a caveat, as a precursor, as a let me explain first that I respect and enjoy everything artists do, actors, singers, comedians, playwrights, the whole thing. Sports, it, yes, because they don't really get so fine. It's all entertainment to me. Some people, I think the sports thing is a little fucked up because some people like they hinge on that. People aren't living and dying by movies. People live and die by sports though. So I think there's a little something fucked up there that it's all scripted. If people knew it was scripted, they still watch. They would still watch because they still want to know who's going to win. But they go, oh, who is actually the better player here? See, you can't be you can qualify who's a better team by who wins the game. You can't qualify what's actually a better movie because no one wins a game at a movie. So you see the difference there? So I think that's the only problem I have with sports being fucked up. Music and arts in that direction. Oh, I'm all for like, yeah, they're fucking magic. Um, but yeah, I'm certainly he probably was. Tupac was a talented individual. He's 5'8" with dreads. Yeah, yeah. You got to add that extra 4 inches for the dreads. There was no way the dude's over 5'5". Uh-uh. I like that, Finn. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. I never heard that before, but yeah, I agree with that. I do the first two all the time. The last one, I don't know. I fuck up often. I don't think I do wrong to people, but I fuck up. Live slow and die fast. Yeah, Finn, I got you on all that, But here's the dilemma where I've always when people don't realize it's all kind of played out, it's all an act. But then you kind of dip in one direction. You go. Lupe Fiasco said, become an actor, you'll never be a factor. Okay, but then there's something that is so overacted that like whenever you see somebody that's so fake and pretentiously overacted that you're just like, give it up. Just be you, whatever the fuck that is. Be that moment. And so that's always the dialogue that I have where I go, okay, am I going to give up what I am? It's like, whatever that is, here. For what could be, like, what if I just say this, if I say the right words in the right way, in the right, like, I don't know, like, I mean, I could say words in the right way because that's the way I express myself, but for someone else's benefit because they want to hear it that way, that's a difficult one. Because then that's kowtowing to somebody else's belief systems that you should never cower to anyone's BS. Belief systems and bullshit. Amy, do I think money is a kind of healing energy? They do say the poison is the panacea. So in that sense, money is poison. Everything about money has always been poisonous. The paper, all the shit, the ink on it is poisonous. It's literally poison. If you could drink that ink, it will kill you. There is a degree of energy in money. What money? What money kind of opens for you? It kind of gives you opportunity for things. But some people, they have so much of it that they end up, making a mess of everything. So yeah, it can be. It can be. I think it's been. The most wicked source of dis-ease ever. I think that was the first thing that occurred that caused the human psyche to go into a what? We've now leveraged things where the world is in debt $2.7 trillion. Who the fuck is the world in debt to? How could that even be? How could this country be in debt $490 billion? How? To who? For what? You can't be in debt. An orange tree, you can never be in debt to. You can get as many oranges as you want, and then as soon as it don't got any, then he don't got no oranges. He don't owe the orange tree anything back. As long as you let the seeds drop on the ground, you get orange trees next year. But the system we've lived in is it's structured leveraging that allows capitalist societies to hinge energy into places that maybe it shouldn't be, and most people that have a lot don't seem to be doing anything constructive for the grand populace with it. You know, look at everything that's going on. Like, I mean, wouldn't it seem that the industries of health would be making people healthy rather than making people sick so they're addicted to the drugs? Wouldn't the industry of television be to entertain people rather than get them addicted to whatever they're selling? Wouldn't the industry of food be to make everything more organic and more healthy rather than to make it more poisonous and get you sick to go? So everything's so there. I mean, there are people that are using money to leverage in a positive way. Certainly, there is certainly a balance to it to some degree, but so it can be healing. Certainly, yeah. I don't see why not. I mean, I mean, here, let me make that simple. If I had enough money, I'll explain to you how simple money being healing. If I had enough money, I would go get a massage every day. And if I got a massage every day, my body would be healthier. My mind would be more calm and stilled. I'd be in better condition to, I mean, everything would be working better in my system. And I wouldn't think about my minor dysfunctions that I have because right now my knee hurts. It does. I wouldn't be worried about all of the little things that I do. So I would be able to be walking around comfortable. So, of course it's healing. Should I need that to have that? In a much better world, no. But certainly here we are. My favorite book? I think I have three of them. Siddhartha, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and it's probably something I've given away, but maybe I have something on my shelf that would be up there. Yeah. Here, and the third one is Jitterbug Perfume. There's my three. Siddhartha, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and Jitterbug Perfume. There you go. Tiddlywinks. What have I done here? Use every remote for my light and I cannot find it. Huh. Come here. Come here. Hi. Hold on, dog is wanting some attention. Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing? What's up, Angie? Have I ever battled something that I thought was going to beat me? Sure. Every day of my life. I don't know. I don't know. It's a constantly morphing, evolving, changing, altering scenario of what you think and believe. I don't know. Like whenever I played certain sports, I didn't think there was anybody as Whenever I played soccer, I was pretty certain I was top tier at what I was doing. Then you play so in that you can kind of get like a little bit of okay, this this I might win, I might lose, and then sometimes you're like, this dude's way better than me, or again in conversation, I'm like, oh, this person, they know way more about this subject than I do. This is who knows more about this. I don't know. I mean, it's not really a competition, but like I kind of think I hear what you're. I think I hear what you're saying. Battle something you thought was gonna beat you. Yeah, I don't know. But usually if something's gonna beat me, I don't battle it. Cause like why get my ass whooped? Like I'm happy to take a fucking like I'm happy to take a punch. But like if even from somebody bigger than me, I don't it doesn't really bother me. Because if someone's bigger than me and they're willing to hit me, they should be intelligent enough to know that the game's over if they fucking knock me out. Where some of my same size, I don't like in a physical thing. No, I don't feel I don't feel threatened too often. Uh, I don't feel like I would get beat in verbology or in many things, mind sport or physical sport. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things you can get into there. I'm drinking grape cranberry juice with a little bit of vodka in it. And most of that I've been drinking lemon juice and water, and some what's that? Apple juice. I've been doing a lot of water cleansing because I had some blood clot in my knee. My knee was all kind of fucked up, so gotta clean myself out a little bit. Finn, I like it. You need something to be happy. Nothing. You need nothing to be happy, and you need something to be sad. Interesting way to look at it. Yeah, I like that. What do I think of the law of attraction? I think it's an aspect to the larger law, but I would call it the law of magnetism. And does it work when you vibe high? It does. But that. Oh yeah. Okay. Here, let me add those two questions together and get into urine therapy and why fasting and urine therapy. A lot of people that I've talked to about this, when you're vibing really high, like when you're like, okay, I fasted, my body's cleansed, everything's in good order, drink some piss, and you're like, everything is, just bright and happy and shiny. The manifestation happens so quickly that you have to be on your game about your mind always being in the right position, because if not, you get back to you reflected quicker, and some of the shit that you think will come back to you quicker, even though you're vibing high. Bad thoughts will come back to you too. So this is why you try to tell people, like, you can't just go from 0 to 60. This is why you can't just take. Everybody's like, I want to do drugs. Like, yeah, some people should not be taking psychedelics. Some people should not be taking, because it's gonna take you. It'll move your vibes. And if your brain ain't for it, if you ain't in the right environment, around the right people, having the right experience, it's gonna take you down a weird path, and a bad one at that sometimes. Everybody knows they've had a bad trip. Like, so even now, take the drugs away, go fast, clean your body out. Same thing's gonna happen. Psychedelics, psychedelics are a quicker route to what you get for a longer period of time if you fast and use urine. As soon as you do that, you're getting the world to respond to you in such a quick frequency modulation that you have to have control of your mind. And so this is why I sometimes tell people, like, you got to eat something. Just eat. It'll slow the whole frequency down. It pulls all of that energy out of your heart and your mind and puts it in your stomach. And so all of that energy that it's forcing out of you and then it's pulling back into you. So it's forcing out of you through electricity. So that magnetic electric in your heart, pulling things to you with that magnetism, you have to turn that off for a second. Eat something. It pulls that energy out of there. Then all of a sudden, your thoughts don't immediately get response. So it's a delicate path to walk. Blood clot. Blood clot. Massive. Yeah, for real. What's up, stick built? Yeah, see that? See the still built. Smoke some weed. That's such a these days. That's not a appropriate response to anything anymore because there are so many different types and so many different hybridized bullshit weed out there. You don't know what you're getting, especially now that it's co-opted by government agencies, and you don't know what you're getting. And even if you do, are you sure that's really good for you? I remember when weed was weed, man. It was just fucking weed. You got the lows, the mids, and the highs. That's it. And all of a sudden they got like 60 million different varietals, and all of it. I'm like, basically, it to me, some of it is like smoking fucking embalming fluid and Clorox bleach. Like, B, I did that when I was a kid, and why am I seeing fucking leprechauns running around? I thought this was just weed. What the fuck is going on here? So I don't know that weed is the proper answer. Weed in its correct form, the organic variety that Mother Earth grew to begin with, that's the right answer. But that's not too often available. Little backyard boogie. I want to pull the seeds out and just roll something up and just sit and chill. Yeah, Unisons do that. Uh, Sigma and Amy and Finn. I don't know what I said to blow your mind there. 520. How long ago was that? Oh, I don't know what the fuck I just said, but yeah. Uh, Fredzo. Of course I do. Yes, absolutely. Urine therapy while water fasting is a brilliant idea. I mean, if you get the right weed, though, I mean, it's obviously going to be proper. Like, if you find that strand that is your strand that really works with you, yeah, fuck yeah. But I just, I can't. I don't have that kind of like outlet to everybody. They're getting the same shit every day. Like for me, it's like, well, let's flip a quarter and find out what happens. You know. So when you get high vibes, yeah, Amy, you definitely there is no hunger. It goes away pretty quickly, especially once you've already been there a couple times. The more times you haven't eaten, the less you want to eat when you're there. Like you can avoid things pretty easily. Like when I'm very liquid, I don't want to eat anything. I choose to stay away from food. But like the last since a little before Christmas, I've eaten a lot, and I've had a lot of fucking like downtime and just being like like more depressive and more of this like an ugh, and feeling like shit because I don't put a lot of food in my body. The more food I put in, the less quality I felt. But sometimes you come down, you just ground out in the earth and have some food. I mean, it was fun during the time. That's what it is about coming out the spaceship and jumping on the earth. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm gonna fill up my cup and piss into something, and I will. Instance with the magical leprosy con. Well, hell. Here I'm back again. Talking all that shit. Let's make a proper mixed beverage here. Mix a beverage. Oops. Might have overfilled that a little bit. What a classy gentleman I am, huh? Oh, that's not bad. It's good. Tangerine Dream is good. I've had that. Yeah. My favorite, I think my favorite from in one direction is Headband, and the other is probably. I don't know. I like the ones that make you just mush into the couch, but the Headband for talkative, like, you know, you get the sativa varietals. Yeah. What's up, Inferno? sliced up Megatron. Yeah. It's just it's the quickness of manifestation. I mean, it's always occurring, just how quickly it occurs. And I mean, you can influence it and make it happen faster, but you got to be certain of what you want. Don't start driving in sixth gear if you don't know how to. You start in first gear. Stick there. Stay there. Every once in a while, get up in second gear, get back down to first gear. I've always used the example of 2 steps up, 1 step back. You go 2 steps forward, it takes 1 step back. It's always so you can grab whoever's behind you, for one, and because, like, just don't keep moving forward. You got to take a step back. Because you can review things, observe again. 2 steps, 1. 2 step, 1. I think it's a good idea to have. Amy, it depends on my mindset. I could do either. It really is very dependent. As much of some people would consider me an extrovert, I'm very introverted. A lot of times, but there are other times I'm very extra. I'm more of a bat because I'm a Gemini, so I don't know. It's just sometimes I like to be around people, and that energy is fluxing. Where, like, if I got something, they got something, and they got it, and then here I get it, and it's a good energy exchange. I refuel. I think this is the way they would term it. Like, where do you refuel your energy? I do that normally by myself. I like to just invert myself and sit and just go. Breathe, stare at something, maybe just read something, watch a movie. That's where I just kind of recharge. Other people recharge in public. You know, they kind of accept the energy of everything else. They're like, oh, wow, look at all that. Where, like, for me doing that, I can't do that all the time. But whenever I'm doing it, sometimes I can be in that kind of like a merry-go-round, like a. With that fluxing of energy. And sometimes I'm just, like, you know, giving energy to people. You can only do that so often. You know, you play Santa Claus once in a while. Jake Wynn, go stare into the sun. Drink your piss. Don't eat raw chicken. Do all the things you normally would do. Whatever you think is healthy, do that. And take more probiotics. Do things that are more life-giving. Move more. Look around more, breathe more. I don't know. I don't think it's much to be concerned with. I think it's just more media hoopla. What's up, Jonah? A, can bad energy see when you vibe high and enter? I'm not really sure how to observe that question. Jonah, my thoughts on fish oils. you can exchange those for other oils. They don't need to be fish oils. I think fish oils are a great idea. I think it dependent on where you live, and like, let's look at it this way: if you take an animal out of their natural environment, so like a dog, what would they be consuming? You know, what kind of oils would they be consuming? What kind of diet would they have? And how many generations are they removed? How many generations are you removed from the climate that you were born in? It's say you're Slovakian, say you're actually from a tribe in Western Africa, say you're Indian, say you're from Australia, say you're from the Midwest, say you're from Canada. All of those places are, depending on how far you are removed in time and space from that local environment, is going to regulate and change how much your diet should change, meaning the oils that you're putting in your body. If you don't live near fresh water, if you don't live near the sea and you're catching fish from the ocean, if you're not catching fish out of your local pond, then your diet will have to change. That's how it was. That was how it was set up to begin with. There was no trains, planes, and automobiles. So you can find those oils from different sources. It's not. It's just about the viscosity and the thickness of the oil. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes like you might live near a lake, but you don't go fishing. So get some fish oil from the store. Okay. I don't like fish oil just because it will it'll make you smell fishy. I don't like, if I had a girl, I don't want her eating fish oil because I don't want her coochie smelling like that. There's plenty other nut oils you can find. They're gonna have all the omega 3, 6s, and 9s, and yeah, just whatever would be local to your environment is probably going to be best for you, unless you've just moved there. Then you're going to try to change your dietary. Like if you lived in the north 5 years ago and then you moved to the south, your diet should be changing from what you would eat in the northern climate, where it's cold in the winter, to what you'd be eating in the southern climate, because your body's going to have to take time to adjust. So there you go. I think that helps. Yeah, I mean, if I want fish oil, I'm just gonna eat some fish. Do you need protection when you vibe? Oh, interesting. I suppose so. Although you would just shake. I mean, at the highest vibes, you would just shake everything off. Nothing would be able to touch you. But like, yeah, somewhere in there, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, the protection, vibe, and high. And you should be able to just walk. You should be able to go and walk and do whatever you want to do if you're vibing high enough. I really hate to get into that kind of vibes and frequency and all that. Like, I mean, I do. I talk about that, but it just like, if you're really in there, like, what, I don't know, what kind of protection from what? It's all inside of you, anyways, right? Yeah, I'm still trying to decipher what you're really getting at, but yeah, still should do the things that make you feel good. Eat well, unless you're really on it and you ain't eating. Just eat in the sun. Then things won't be able to see you, because your frequency will be at such a high rate that literally things that are out of your frame rate. Like if the frame rate of your TV is 60 frames a second, and you're sitting there at like 150. It's only going to be able to catch your frequency every 5 times. It'd be like somebody just noticed you every, like, what the fuck? Where the fuck this? It would be like that. If you're on low frequency, like everything's easy. Low frequency, it's all just slow slugging around. But if you're on high frequency, yeah, not too much going to be able to see you. You can like just dip in on all spaces. Hemp seed is up there for sure. There you go, Finn. No one. Yes. Be no body. Yeah. Yeah, being without the body is being just doing whatever your mind is. I think it's an interesting I was listening to some Osho yesterday, and between him and Alan Watts, they make a lot of good points about like binding the spiritual and physical realms together. So like being just the mind without giving any thought to the body. I think we got to go that direction because most people are so body identified that everything is like, ooh, that looks like this and it feels like, and it's like, but how does it really? Like, what is it? What is it really? Like, what is it? So getting in that spiritual realm and doing all the mental, and getting away from that physicality. But there's a binding. That I think that's just the general rule of the masculine and the feminine. Masculine characteristics is we like things that are solid, physical. It's why we like to hold on to things. Like look at that woman. We like the visual construct of a woman. Beautiful. Look at that. Perfect body. I like this. Like, look at that. Where a woman is emotional. And she likes the spatial region. That's just like, it's all airy. And she wants to understand the mind. And it's all left-handed. And what is going on. And it's artistic. And it's movement. Men like structure. And it's like this. I think it needs to be a binding of those two. Not so much just be no body. But closer to that. So yeah, you're right in that. But of course. Inferno Earth, I don't know either of those two people. I'll check them out. After the show, I'm probably going to get off here in like 15 minutes or so. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, probably like 15 minutes. And I'll check those out after I watch the show again, so. You just want to hear my silly opinions? Oh, I thought you meant they were. Yes, yeah, so that shows my ignorance. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Star Wars. I don't watch Star Wars or Star Trek like that. I know of, I'm not a Trekkie. I'm not a fucking Star Wars head. I thought those were two channels on YouTube, which I'm sure they are. So I thought you were talking about people on YouTube. Nah, I don't know them like that. I don't know that. I don't know the shows. Maybe I'll sit down and watch the whole series of. I started to maybe like 2 years ago. I sat down and tried to get into Star Wars because I noticed some people were really putting me on some cool shit in there, but I couldn't just sit down and watch whatever 18 seasons of what the fuck was going on there. That was just too much. Especially with all the quality new television going on. And Star Wars though, what's that like? Is it like seven, maybe 7 movies? I could do that. That's like what, 18 hours worth, 19 hours. Let me know if I'm right, if I'm anywhere close, because I can think of a few, and I know some people are saying some of them are really bad. Like 2 of them are really bad, and you shouldn't even watch them. And then there's always like an order to watch things in. Like if you ever watch the Marvel movies, it's like if you watch them from when they came out to now, if you were to watch them in order, so you could understand the process. And there's like how many in Marvel? Damn. 12? Yeah. Star Wars recent movie sucked. Yep. I hope my dog does not get up when I do this. Oh, look at that. Lucky me, she did not get up. Alright. Try to get this back over here in order. There. Okay. Jay Marley, what's up? You got here towards the end, man. We'll see how many. I said 15 more minutes, but I could maybe stretch it out a little bit if anything good comes about this talk. We've covered a lot of different things today. We've covered TVs and movies and some popular culture. Um, I thought we'd cover a lot. Yeah, people ask me some really ridiculous questions. They weren't ridiculous. We were just like a good hour and a half so far. I'm only 2 drinks in. Oh shit. Jay Marley, man. Do you know how many shows that after like 10 or 20 minutes I was like, this shit is whack. And I let it play anyways, and it turned out to be one of those. Yeah, like what are they doing with that? There's been a lot. There's been like three or four that if I didn't just let it play for the like next like the whole episode, I would have not. Normally, I would shut it off after 10 minutes. I would just be like, nah, fuck this. Entertain me now. Yeah, get off your phone, Jay. Don't worry, we'll entertain you over here. As long as these people ask me something. Jake Wynn, did I take Savon's university classes? Let me say it this way. Before Savon was Savon, and he was doing things on, um, like before he had websites and shit. I guess this was probably like at least 10 years ago, if not way more. Man, I think even more than that. Maybe like 12 years ago. Before he put out his book, before all of that. Like that's when I found who the dude was. And I would listen to him like every day. Like if his show is on, I'm watching it. If he's got something new on his what was he on? He was on .ing. It's called what is it? Words.I. What did he do? I forgot what his website was. Anyway, so no, I've known him from way back. Well, I didn't. I mean, he doesn't know me. I don't think he knows me. I mean, we've had contact. I've talked to him, but like, have I taken his classes? No. But I've listened to, I would say, 5 people on the planet that I've listened to the most. Probably Alan Watts, then Savon, and then, well, then there's just like there's like a bunch there in the second tier. Yeah, I mean, there's a few disparage, like there's a few places we kind of trail off into different directions. Because I actually, it's funny, I haven't really listened to him in maybe like 4 years, 3 years, like that much. I mean, like now and then I'll tune into something he says, and I think it's probably because we have the same type of, I mean, not the same type of speaking. We don't have the same type of speaking pattern, but the way in which we talk to get to a point, but we kind of sidestep into a story. He does it a little different than I do. That's for sure. He gets a little deeper into a little more esoteric than I do. But yeah, I've developed a speaking pattern that is a combination of Neville Goddard, Bucky Fuller, Savan, maybe even now and then a little bit of Terrence McKenna, Alan Watts, Walter Russell's work. And then there's just a lot of other books and older teachers that, just like little tidbits here and there. Don Tolman stuff. Amy, is praying to a demigod like doing black magic? Let's divide that question up into 2 things. Praying to anything is praying upon something. I wouldn't pray to anything. You can always ask for help from any type of creature, god, you call them angels, fallen, demons, they're all helpful if they want, if they choose to be. If they're, you got bad angels and you got good demons, so you just got to understand what they are. Is praying to them equivalent to black magic? Like doing black magic is not necessarily bad, and white magic is not necessarily good. So, and there's right hand path and left hand path. I've done a bunch of videos on this, and this would be a really long talk, but let's just make it simple. It is doing a type of magic. What color you'd call it, you choose it to be. Usually you'd say that. You'd always burp first. You'd say the left hand path is more coordinate with black magic. Left hand path is more Eve oriented, black earth, black mama earth, Eve evening, magnetic, ground, hell, Satan. Eve was the devil. That right hand path is the noble path. It's white, it's masculine, it's fire, it's connected to this, which is also, well, the other one was again moon path, but this one's sun path, and it's right-handed, and it's white, and it's all this. But those are still part of the color spectrum. Those are not the edges, because white is a color. It's not the end of it. Clear is the absence of color. Remember that. So clear magic is the best magic. Black and white magic. You also have red magic, blue magic, yellow, green, indigo, blue, violet, all that. Those are all magics. But to say black magic, usually when people say that, they have no understanding of what it is. It just so happens most people use black magic as selfish. But there's nothing wrong with being selfish. And most people use white magic as being for everyone else. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Because I know people that use white magic to try to help people, but what they're doing is not helpful. Like, slow down what you're doing with your white magic, thing that you're doing there. And you have black magic people that are doing something selfish to get them something for themselves to help other people. So there's really not there's no discrepancy in the color thing. But I hear what you're trying to get at, and no, it's not. I would say it's not. Praying to a demigod would be. You don't pray to anything. You request assistance through a demigod, which a demigod is basically the alphabet. The god of language is it's the everything. It's the oh, and then the alphabet is basically the secondary principles, the demigods of that, and that is so speaking to the demigods is using the alphabet to create names, and those names are placeholders for certain icons, certain energies, and those energies are, if you say, use any name that you know from the Bible, that is, or the Quran, or any of these books, and it could be an angel or a devil or whatever you think it is. It's still a spirit, and it still can do things for you, and it can still come manifest things for you, good, bad, and different. It's how you use it, and if they want to help you, if that name wants to give you the energy, if you know how to work with it. So there's the total answer. Amy, that was not a stupid question by no means. Yeah, and I would check out the university because before he did his most recent website, there was I used to chat with a lot of people on there. It's always excellent stuff. Always good stuff. I don't know what it costs. I don't know how to, but yeah. Is praying to Demi more or less than Yellow Magic Orchestra? I thought it was the Electric Light Orchestra, huh? Jake Wynn talks about how languages, words correlate to stars. Yeah, look up. There's a language called Passing the River, and then there's some star languages that use the stars in the sky that create cymatical patterns that actually resonate with shapes that you can make in water or with fire. So there's the fire languages and the water languages that, by using certain frequencies that line up with the way they use the patterns of the stars, that there's some truth to what the NASA says. Well, this star is like this and this. They're coding it wrong. They're coding it wrong on purpose to confuse you. But there is some truth to the frequencies of those systems. Because how could a planet be all of the things it says it is if it's actually a physical object? It's not. It's a vibrational tone. It's a harmonic, and that harmonic then becomes. So you could speak to the stars. If I hit the tone of the star that is, pick one. There's lots of them out there, and if I could pick a harmony of 3 stars, then I'm going to make a shape out of that, and I could speak that into a fire. I could speak it into the water, and you'll find this out by finding languages that you use your left hand to write. You call it right. Well, I use my right hand. So you pull it across the page from left to right and down. It's a water language. And then you find languages that you write upwards. And some languages you write from right to left. There's a bunch of confusing things going on there. Why would they do that differently? Maybe because of how they understood the language to represent itself through the use of energies of cymatics through either fire or water. Thank you, Angie Holman. I don't know what I said, but there you go. Hey, if you guys go, tell someone I said what up. Tell them I said what up. What up, cuz? He's an Atlantean, right? I mean, he's from Atlanta, but I can't tell what star system he'd be from. Like I dig the mess out of Arcturus Ra. I don't know if you guys know who Arcturus Ra is. Arcturus Ra I really vibe with. I'm trying to. I've never really even considered his Savan's correlation to his star system. I'm thinking about it now. I see Turian, and I see Snake, Turian, and something else. But yeah, interesting. It always trips me out when somebody says I explain something well, and I'm so into what I'm saying that I have fucking no idea what I just said. Sigma, I don't think there's a doubt in my mind that I'm very connected to Arcturus Ra because, you know my dog, she's from Sirius. Like when I got her, I told you, I mean, I didn't tell you personally, but I made a video a couple times about this. Her name was Dog Star. Like her name, like when this is years ago, and this is right before I even got into any of this stuff. So I get this little black lab, black dog, black as night, and it's got a white star in her chest. And I was like, "What's the dog's name?" It was like SPCA dog. Dude brings this dog to our house. Just keep it for the night. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, call me. I'll come pick it up tomorrow. He knows we're keeping the dog. And her name was Star. And so, like, her name was Sirius. Sirius Dog Star. And then, like, a couple days later, I'm listening to Arcturus Ra, and he was talking about this time that he was driving along the highway, and he was behind a car, and the license plate says Sirius. And then 2 days later, he had something else happen with Sirius. So there you go. There's that. And I got a dip, y'all. And don't get a big head. What are you talking about? How the fuck am I gonna big Angie? How am I gonna get a big head? What are you talking about? I've made so many shows. I say a lot of fucking wildly intelligent things. I'm already aware of this, but it doesn't go to my head. It goes to my. And you just fill in the blank there. We'll just play that game. Have a beautiful day, everybody. But I got to dip for now. Maybe I'll see you guys in like an hour or two. I gotta go work on something here. And hope you guys enjoyed the talk. Stay well, do good things, pet a puppy, or at least scare a cat because fuck pussies. You know what I mean? Unless you like cats, then have at them. But those cats are strange creatures. Unless you know that they're snakes, and then you can charm them with a flute. Do that too. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Talk to you soon.